Welcome to Gene and Mike do the New York Times crossword.
Hi, I'm Jean.
And I'm Mike. And today we are doing the crossword for Sunday, April 13th, 2025. So, did you do the crossword?
I did do the crossword.
And what did you think?
Well, I thought it was a breezy little Sunday puzzle. And I just was working away on it and got it done. In fact, the last square I filled in produced the happy music.
Wow.
So that was terrific. But it wasn't until after I got it all filled in and took a look at it that I realized the genius of the theme that was created by this puzzle's author, which was John Kugelman. Yeah, John Kugelman. Yeah. So anyway, it was sort of a pleasant experience on two levels. First, just getting it done, and second, discovering how ingenious it was.
I guess I missed the ingenious part. I just thought they were sort of going with a little bit of rhyming here.
Oh, well, the theme was both sides now, and that was very appropriate because all of the themed answers, and there were 5 of them, which doesn't seem like much, but when you find out why there are only 5, or you will be impressed. The answers were 2-word answers, extremely long words that were identical, except for one of them, the first 3 letters was P-R-O, pro, and the other one, the first 3 letters was C-O-N, con. So that's why it's called Both Sides Now.
Right.
And just the fact that you could find 5 pairs of long words that were identical, except one had pro and one had con. I just thought that was pretty amazing. So let's take a look at them. 23 across was popcorn and pretzels at a parade. And I must warn you, these are very silly sounding clues, but you do what you have to do in order to get the right answer. So anyway, popcorn and pretzels at a parade. And the answer was processions, concessions.
Yep.
So
fun to say.
And then 42 across, which was my favorite, someone who might excel at a Bible trivia game. And the answer to that was Protestant contestant.
Or should it be pronounced Protestant contestant?
No, it's Protestant contestant.
Okay.
They don't rhyme, but they are identical except for the first 3 letters. Okay, 67 across was tools of the trade, and that was contractors, protractors. Then we had 86 across, police interrogator or priest, and that was confession, profession. And then finally 110 across, angry words at a school assembly, and that was convocation, provocation. So anyway, just very clever.
Yes.
And I tried to think of, what other words there are. I could not think of one pair that had pro and con at the beginning and the same ending. So
well, if you need help, Jim Horn, who does xwordinfo.com, actually has a page devoted to this.
Oh, really?
You can put in words, yes, and then you can go ahead and then search. So he came up with, this is just sort of part of his usual searching through the grid for various answers. And so there's like profusion, confusion. There's, processional, concessional, productively, conductively, protract bridge, contract bridge. That sounds a little off. Non-production, non-conduction, Pilgrim's Progress, Pilgrim's Congress, unprotested, uncontested, and the like.
Wow.
Many of them, actually a total of 198 of those.
Wow.
Yep.
Well, amazing.
We have professor, confessor, professors, confessors, and all sorts of fun things like that. So I don't know if John Kugelman consulted. I would imagine he would have done something with a computer to help him with that.
Well, he is into, isn't he a software
Engineer, yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So perhaps he just dashed out a little bit of code himself. He's also a musician.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. So,
yes.
Anyway, fun, made for a fun solve.
Yep. And apparently the crossword is not quite square.
No, it's not. I noticed that. It's looks a little flat. It's a little longer than it is tall.
22 by 21.
Mm-hmm.
There were great clues everywhere. One across, I started off as usual slowly. Front runners at the Iditarod. I went for sled dogs because I figured that was a thing, but those were the lead dogs.
It was the front runners. So.
Well, I figured the sled dogs were in front of the sled. That's how I got them to be at the front.
But the lead dogs are the first two dogs.
Yes. Yeah, I eventually did get it.
Okay.
One down pet sitter was a lap cat.
Yeah.
That was sort of cute.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And we had eight down, which I'd just like to say air is Scion.
That's right. Mm-hmm. That we had that in that twisty turny one last week. That was one of the answers.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Okay. I will take your word for it.
Mm-hmm.
9 across, we had discreetly acknowledges. I went for nods to.
Yes.
But it was nods at.
Nods at. That is correct. Yes.
Let's see. 28 across. We just had a clue that involved House, the television show.
Right.
And so now we have 28. Let's see. That was actually 28 across.
Yep.
Dr. Wilson's department on House. Oncology.
Right.
I'm not sure who Dr. Wilson is.
One of the characters on the show.
I guess.
Mm-hmm.
The metal producer based in Pittsburgh. I don't know why, but for some reason I wanted to say something other than the correct answer, which was Alcoa.
What'd you want to say?
I wanted to say Alcan.
Oh, no.
But it was Alcoa. I think it used to be Alcan, and then I think they changed their name.
No.
I have no proof. We had 35 across, Mideast Group, short for group, and that was PLO. Right. And I was thinking with all the news that's always pouring out of the Middle East, we have not heard a lot about the PLO at all.
Nope.
In recent
I didn't even know
years.
they were a party anymore, but apparently they are.
I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Unless this is a historical reference, sort of hard to tell.
Well, they were sort of out of leadership, so they kind of fade in the background, I guess.
I thought it was interesting that they had 2 clues. 37 down was the 3rd largest tech hub in North America, which was Toronto. Mm-hmm. And then they had 91 down, the 2nd largest tech hub in North America, New York. Right. And they stopped. Yeah. It's just like, wait a minute, don't leave us hanging here. What's the largest tech hub in North America? Yeah. And then I thought, well, it's obviously San Francisco, so they didn't want to bother, or maybe they couldn't get it into the grid, but I thought they should have gone for the trifecta, if at all possible.
You're sure it's San Francisco?
Yes,
okay.
Because I read it on the internet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the San Francisco Bay Area is just teeming with people. New York is big, too. I mean, it is New York. I found it interesting that Toronto was number 3. Mm-hmm. I was hoping it was going to be Green Bay. Oh. With Oshkosh, a close number 4. If that ever turns out to be the case, then we can conclude that the top hacker talent would be in Green Bay.
Probably.
And a lot of people in Washington, D.C., probably because of all the government workers there. Mm-hmm. But Toronto is number 3.
Wow, very good.
Mm-hmm. Did you know that Frost had won? Let me get...
the 57 down.
Yes, the poet with 4 Pulitzers was Frost.
That's right, Robert Frost.
Robert Frost.
I did not know he had won 4 Pulitzers, but I... got the answer for you.
Is it Pulitzers or Pulitzers?
I always said Pulitzers.
Okay.
Maybe I'm wrong.
We'll go with Pulitzers. Maybe. Until I forget and then switch back to Pulitzers.
Mm-hmm. Right close to Frost, up 69 down. Creative motivation in online slang. INSPO.
Yes.
Another one of those words, INSPO. That's not really a word.
Another one of those forgettable words.
like you just can't say inspiration. Mm-hmm. INSPO.
I liked 64 down. Michigan J blank Warner Brothers character with a top hat and cane, Frog.
That's right.
Did you know that there was a character named Michigan J. Frog?
I didn't know that was his name. I knew that was kind of a mascot for Warner Brothers. Yeah.
That is such a great name for a rich person.
Yeah.
Hello, my name is Michigan J. Frog. I just like that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had another Popeye reference, 47 down, cartoon witch with a crush on Popeye, Sea Hag.
The Sea Hag.
I did not know that she had a crush on him. I thought she was trying to kill him. Maybe it means the same thing.
I don't know. I just knew that she was a character. And since olive oil didn't fit, I thought, well, it's got to be Sea Hag then.
Mm-hmm. We had 92 across, Gallup's bailiwick, polls. And I just like to say bailiwick.
Uh-huh.
And for those of you keeping track of the Canadian election, looks like the Liberals are going to win by a landslide.
Wow.
I know. We still have, let's see, it's the 13th, 15 days till the election.
Yeah,
but
a lot can happen.
Yeah. The Economist figures that the Liberals have that 79 and 100 chance of getting a majority, and the Conservatives have a 7 in 100 chance.
Uh-huh.
So, doesn't sound good, but you're right. A lot could happen between now and then. Mm-hmm. This has been your political break from Gene and Mike to the New York Times crossword.
Since you have X-word info out there, 72 across, was that a debut? Little Tipple, cutesily, drinky poo?
Yes.
Does anyone really say that?
Hopefully not. And right above that, we had 62 across, 1982 Benjamin Hoff bestseller on Eastern philosophy with the Tao of Pooh.
That's right.
So we had Drinky Poo and Tao of Pooh. Mm-hmm. I think Will Shortz mentioned that in his comments.
Oh.
So we had 94 across, which I'm sure was made up. Retail magnate James Cash blank, and it was James Cash Penny. It's
that's right.
That's real?
J.C. Penney.
Gasp. That was his name?
Yes.
Cash?
Apparently, yeah.
I bet the store would, because that chain's gone out of business, right?
No, it's still.
J.C. Penney's around?
Oh, yeah.
In that case, I'd like to apologize to any J.C. Penney's CEOs or execs who are listening in.
You can go out to our mall here in Northeast Wisconsin, and there will be a J.C. Penney there.
Well, I think they really need to rename themselves now to the James Cash Penny. I think they should stop being so informal. Mm-hmm. What a great name.
Mm-hmm. I heard that J.C. Penney, before he would close his store, he would go out to the sidewalk and look both ways just to see if there might not be one more customer that wanted to come in. I thought that was pretty good merchandising there.
And is this where the chicken enters into the story?
No, there's no chicken. I just thought that's the kind of attitude you need to be a good retailer.
Well, I think it's still the case now. Before the people at JCPenney shut down the store, they think, any more customers?
Yeah. A lot of stores wouldn't do that. They just quitting time. Let's lock it up.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that now it's when it's quitting time, it's quitting time.
Uh-huh.
We had 70 down, zombie to be, corpse.
Yeah.
Thought that was sort of cute.
Sort of morbid.
Yeah, morbid but cute. Sort of like Drinky Poo.
Mm-hmm.
Food stickers, 69 down, was Tines.
Yes. That was funny.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
So.
And 31 across, that brought back some nostalgic memories. 31 across, young DZ comic sidekick with a lightning bolt on his chest. Kid Flash.
You read Flash? You read Flash?
Yeah.
And Kid Flash?
Well, and I saw the TV show.
Oh, that's okay.
What good old Kid Flash.
There was a Kid Flash in there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll have to go watch all 350 episodes of it. That's the trouble with television. There's just too much. Mm-hmm. Well, my last word when solving this was 15 across, antidepressant type in brief. The answer was SSRI. But I had SSSI, and for 17 down the haircut, I had the singlet.
Oh.
And so I was looking all over the grid for this, and I finally looked at singlet and thought, what is that as a hair curl? And I thought ringlet sounds better. And that's when I got the happy music.
Very good.
I think that was like my only mistake. But considering I kept, with all due respect to John Kugelman, this is just my fault. I kept falling asleep as I was doing this.
Oh.
I'd just be like, nod off, wake up, refreshed, answer a few more clues, nod off, sort of trying to build up energy.
I see. Okay.
And, I gave up. I had the whole thing filled in and gave up, and then stood up, walked a few feet, looked at SSSI and thought, and that's when I got the happy music. So
very good.
It's the importance of standing up. When your watch tells you to stand, it's really because it wants to help you solve the New York Times crossword.
Oh, now I know.
Yes.
Very good.
All right. I think that is it for today. And Monday's crossword is out. We're going to tackle it, and we're going to be back here to talk about it. And we hope you will be here to join us to hear us talk about that tomorrow.
Bye-bye.